Since coming into AEW, Sting has added to his legendary legacy in a way that didn't seem possible a few years ago. After suffering a neck injury at WWE Night of Champions in September 2015, it felt like his pro wrestling career was over, and that the lingering feelings of his final run would be ones of disappointment. But the old mantra of never say never proved itself true again when on December 2nd, 2020, the Icon walked out on AEW Dynamite Winter is Coming, to the shock of basically the entire wrestling world. And what a moment it was. From the falling snow, to the moody entrance theme, to Tony Schiavone's earnest, "It's Sting!" and right on down to Sting entering the ring and walking up to 4 generations of performers from oldest to youngest before finally sizing up Darby Allin, it was just a pitch-perfect surprise debut. Since then, Sting has found his place in AEW and has electrified and entertained fans and critics alike with his in-ring and out-of-ring performances. After being given a second chance, Sting is having the type of run that his fans were hoping for and that a performer of his status deserves. I'm Rivenblade, and today I'm looking at the rebirth of a legend. When you've got a character with over 30 years of history, people come to expect certain things. In Sting's case, his 2 most famous personas were Surfer Sting in the 80s and early 90s, and Crow Sting during the pro wrestling boom period of the mid to late 90s. The Sting we've seen in AEW has been a mix of both. Yes, he wears the black and white makeup, carries a bat, and is often stoic. But from the very first promo he cut, where he hugged Tony Schiavone, put over AEW, put over Darby Allin, and even participated in a "This is awesome" chant, it was clear that this Sting was going to be a bit different. True to himself and the memories that fans had of him, while being self-aware enough to have fun with the character in a way that creates new memories. Yes, he's still a legend who comes in and plays all the hits, including the Stinger Splash, the Scorpion Death Drop, and the Scorpion Deathlock, but he's also the guy who humors Orange Cassidy's lazy kicks, parodies his own chest thumping in the same segment, and who no-sells a table bump because at this stage of his career, of course Sting is a boss-level wrestler and is treated as such. Never mind that Sting getting his promos interrupted before he can say anything has basically become a good-natured meme at this point. But none of these good times would be as enjoyable if it weren't for 2 things. 1. Booking. When Sting first came into AEW, it was apparently just going to be for cinematic matches, and honestly, that would have been just fine given the quality of the first and only cinematic match Sting has had in AEW so far. But, thanks to some coaxing by Darby Allin, Sting has done live matches in AEW as well, and has been booked immaculately in almost everything. The father-son dynamic that Sting and Darby have developed in AEW has been great for both of them, as Sting has been able to give the rub to one of AEW's most over young talents, and Sting has gotten to play cool dad without coming off like this guy. Never mind that by Sting only wrestling in tag matches, and sparingly at that, he has remained special and has been able to maximize his time in the ring and make fans pop when he does face off against somebody. In his first year in AEW, Sting has had 5 matches and 5 victories in total, all of which have felt special for different reasons. He has been put in vulnerable positions going into his matches before eventually coming out on top. Him and Darby have also crushed the competition that they should be crushing. It's just been classic good guy booking, and it has made sense, which is not how things went for him in his WWE run at times. But even good booking can fail if it's not executed well by the wrestlers. This brings me to the second reasons for Sting's success: performance. I have saved this for last because it's truly incredible and I want you to remember it. Sting is 62 years old, and somehow his performances in AEW have been better than a lot of the stuff he did in his TNA and WWE runs years ago. I don't know what his stretching and general fitness routine is like now, but he's in tremendous shape. With all due respect to Sting, it wasn't that long ago that he couldn't really sit down while doing the Scorpion Deathlock. And now? Who can forget Double or Nothing 2021, where Sting no-sold a Scorpio Sky suplex on the ramp before appearing behind Sky on top of the poker chips, knocking him down into Ethan Page, taking off his shirt, and diving onto his opponents in his classic singlet, and the crowd going wild. Or the time he ran wild on FTR, outsmarted Dax with a chair in the corner before eventually making him tap to the Scorpion Deathlock. You can just feel the joy of his performance, whether live or on screen. This is a man who clearly loves what he's doing, is doing it well, and the fans are reacting and cheering him on accordingly. In the end, Sting has taken back control of his legacy, and if the rest of his AEW run goes as well as his first year, he will be remembered the way he deserves. A legend who made the most of a second chance and reminded everyone that it doesn't matter how old you are, you can stumble, you can trip, you can fall. But with a bit of luck and a lot of dedication, you can still be reborn and leave behind new stories for people to cherish. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts on Sting's AEW run so far? Until next time, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it.